Hello, witches! Grab your goat. Grab a really heavy, thick knit sweater. Be kind to your gnome because it is time for the Witches Movie Coven. Yes, indeed, witches, real witches, talking about witches ish in movies. I am Patti Negri. I am one of your hosts. Here, let me undo my. This is definitely an Icelandic sweater. You might know me from The Witching Hour, my regular podcast, from Ghost Adventures, from Portals to Hell, from Overnight, from Sam and Colby, from my books, Bathroom Walls Across America, from my school, University Magicus. But this is what's special. This is my movie coven. Let me pass it on to my co-host, starting with the lovely Courtney Buckley.
That's me, Courtney Buckley, Ghost Bait on Scared and Alone. I'm happy to be back this week. I would like to say happy Pride to everyone who celebrates. Happy birthday, Heather. And since you guys liked Gladys, my little witch, so much, I brought someone else. She has a brother. This is Charlie. So Charlie has also watched the movie with me and has some thoughts that he would like to share. He's a skink. And he is named after a Jurassic Park velociraptor. And Charlie Swan, secretly Charlie Swan, the Twilight Daddy, but don't tell my boyfriend, he'll make me rename him.
He is beautiful. Welcome to the coven, Charlie. Let's move down to Jason in a very nice shirt.
He's a skank? I mean, I don't really think that you should be making fun of his sexual proclivities, Courtney.
Not during Pride Month, Jason.
Exactly. I'm Jason Mankey, author of 10 books, tormentor of Courtney Buckley. 10 books. I can be found at bookstores all across America and beyond.
Thank you very much. Now, Richard-Lael, the gentleman.
I am Richard-Lael, and as it says right down below me, Richard-Lael is one name, not two names. Because if I were just Richard, I would be a... That's right. I certainly would be. I am known as the gentleman psychic. I'm a psychic medium. Used to be a psychic small, but I gained some weight. Thanks, New Orleans. Also, if you would like to sleep with me, get in line. And also, you can get this pillow. Most people do sleep with me via this pillow right here. You can do that at mysterycontrol.com. You can get our quotes. You can get our bro witch. Sometimes, at some point in the future, you might be able to get back into Patty's panties. You can also get the shirt that says, I didn't mind it. Heather's famous quote. Also hit the likes, the subscribes, all of those things, all of the talking. We actually do follow along, and it helps us to keep giving great shows, great entertainment for viewers like you.
Thank you very much. And last and absolutely never least, the beautiful Heather Greene.
Hi, I'm Heather Greene. I am the author of, here it is, Lights, Camera, Witchcraft. So this is the definitive guide to witches and witchcraft in American cinema and television. I am also an editor at Llewellyn Worldwide and an editor and a journalist covering all things occult in the media. And I'm happy to be here with my coven watching this particular movie.
Yay, thank you very much. And this particular movie has a very long name, and I'm never going to get it right. What is our particular movie, Heather?
It is Eurovision, the something of Fire Saga. I don't remember. I never remember the subtitle. The Story of Fire Saga. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
I just say Eurovision.
Eurovision. It is a film from 2000. And hopefully you guys all watched it this week. We did. But just in case you didn't, Richard-Lael, do you have your beautiful, always unbiased synopsis of this film?
I do, but I have one minor correction. It's actually 2020 because that's why it doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, let me give my unbiased synopsis. So 50 years ago, a 10-year-old Lars and an 8-year-old Rachel McAdams
Agreed.
were obsessed over the 1974 television show which gave ABBA a name. And so dancing about in the front parlor is this Lars, the child version of Will Ferrell, and his father, who somehow is 50 years old 50 years ago, but is also 50 years old now. Anyway, his father was not happy with the child dancing. He thought that it was a little it was a little disappointing. And then the girl, Rachel McAdams, she was silent, she was mute, and yet when she saw Lars dancing, she also got up to dance and began to speak. And then fast forward to present day, present of 2020, when now 50-year-old and also 50-year-old Rachel and Will, they are still living in the same small Icelandic town, Reykjavik, I think. And they live in the same town. Will Ferrell still lives with his father, like every good person should when they are 50. Anyway, he lives with his father, and that they fantasize about being put on Eurovision, which is a contest like The Voice, but not like The Voice because it's an American thing. But it's a singing contest, and all he is focused on is winning this competition, winning. And lo and behold, go tell it on the mountain, the elves that Rachel McAdams' character prays to have helped her. She gets them all onto. They get their tape submitted, and they have Iceland has 12, but they need 13 winners. And they said, I don't care where this one is going to win, just pick one. So they pick the tape that is, of course, Will Ferrell and Rachel McAdams, and all of the other ones go to a cast party that night where they're quite exploded on a boat. They all explode. And of course, they're happy. They're sad. They're happy because that means that there's no other winners. That means that they're going on to the circle, which means that they get to go to Scotland. And then they are practicing on their songs. Meanwhile, I don't know, competition happens. There's the Russian agent. There's, sing, music, sing, competition, love story. He departs. They actually win. But he doesn't know it. He goes back to fish, decides to swim in the ocean instead, comes back because he loves the girl that he thought that was cheating on him. She thought he was cheating on her. They were not. They come back together. He interrupts so that they can sing her song that she had written, even though it disqualified them because it was national pride and also because that was the right song to do. Then fast forward again to present day, and they are married. They are still playing in Reykjavik, Iceland, and now they have a little baby, just like Rachel McAdams had asked for. And they're still playing the same songs, excepting for the fact that the one song is their hit, but they still want that. What is that? The song? It's like Bodie Ding Dong.
Yeah.
Ding dong, ding dong.
Yeah.
That's the end. That's the end of the movie. Credits as they play in a bar.
Thank you. And yes, lots and lots of music and choreography, presentation. It is great. Now that you all understand the movie, but there might just be maybe 5 more things that you left out that Heather can fill us in on. The birthday, Heather.
I'll do a few things here. The first thing you need to know is that this is a 2020 movie directed by David Dobkin, who did Wedding Crashers and Shanghai Nights. Written by Will and his friend and long colleague Harper Steele. Harper, if you haven't heard that name, was part of the Will and Harper documentary. Harper was a former SNL writer and considered one of the funniest people in Hollywood. And they wrote the script for this one together. Its budget was $35 million. It went right to Netflix during 2020. So of course that was a good place for it because we're all stuck home watching whatever we could find on Netflix. Anyway, so it was perfect for it. So the cast, Will Ferrell, I don't really think I need to say anything about that man other than he's fantastic. I think we all have our favorite Will Ferrells. We talk about him quite frequently any chance we get. So I think I'll skip over Will Ferrell and we'll go to Rachel McAdams. You might recognize her as Regina George in Mean Girls, which blew my mind. I totally forgot that was her because I hadn't seen Mean Girls in a while. Doctor Strange, Wedding Crashers, The Notebook. She's been in a ton of stuff. You will see her. Dan Stevens, he is our Russian singer. I think, or was he part of Ukraine? I can't remember. They were Ukraine. He was the Beast in the Beauty and the Beast movie that came out. He is in The Ritual, Downton Abbey, Blythe Spirit. He's in a ton of things. You can also find him here and there and everywhere. Same as, of course, Pierce Brosnan. I remember him from back in the day when he was in Remington Steele, but he was also 007. I don't know how many 007 movies he made. He currently, I saw him in Thursday Murder Club. He was in Remember Me. He's also in a mob movie, an Irish mob TV show. So he's been in stuff since the 80s. I think we all have seen him around everywhere. I don't know that we've seen him in any of the movies we've reviewed. I can't recall. We haven't done Percy Jackson yet, and we certainly haven't reviewed Mamma Mia. Just saying. Connection. Mikhail Ernst. What was that?
So many witches in Mamma Mia.
Oh, well, it's true. There could be. Mikhail Pernsbrat. I don't know if I'm saying that right. You might recognize his face. He's the evil guy, the financial guy, Victor. He was in some TV shows and movies throughout as well. Hobbit. We haven't done the Hobbit movies here, but that would have been the closest to what we would review. So those are some of the cast. And the one other thing about the cast, which I didn't pick up because I'm not a regular Eurovision watcher, is that in the big music scene in the center when they do the song off or whatever they call it, that is filled with actual cameos of actual winners of Eurovision throughout. So if you're a big Eurovision follower and you know the winners throughout the last few decades, you will see the people in that scene. It's filled with them. I didn't look up all the names because they would mean absolutely nothing to me, but they're there. And that's one of the big fun things because Eurovision is a real thing. Eurovision comes annually in May. May is the time it just happened. It was its 70th year. It started in 1956. Iceland has never won. It's come in second twice. There is the Big Five, just like the Ukrainian guy. He didn't have to play. He didn't have to be in the semifinals because he was automatically in the finals, and they have that. So a lot of the rules you're hearing on the movie are correct, including the winner hosting the next contest. So this is something Americans don't know much about. I didn't learn about it until more recently. I didn't know about it my whole life. And that's one of the reasons why Will Ferrell got the idea in 1998 to make this movie. He went there, he heard about it from his fiance. He said, "Oh, this is fantastic. We need to make a movie about this." And it took a while to generate. He was going through, of course, some of his bigger movies or more well-known movies, and then eventually continued along writing it with Harper Steele. He also did it because he felt more people need to know about Eurovision. And of course, it's run by the European Broadcasting Union, and they were okay with it. They signed on. If you see it says it at the end of the movie. So it's pretty cool. Where is his? He also said that he loved doing it in Iceland and making them Iceland, because originally he didn't know what country he was going to be. He was going to be Iceland because people don't know about Iceland as much, and he wanted to kind of celebrate the culture there. And so that was why this movie happened. And they actually released that little video-like thing right at the beginning as a video, as a music video before. Sorry, my cat's trying to get out of the room. Before the movie came out. So people saw the music video and got into it and like, what's this about? We got to go watch now. There it is. So the last thing I want to talk about is Eurovision is currently being written to become a Broadway musical. What? See, Courtney, I always have something for you.
That's awesome.
I'm always looking for that. I mean, we already have the ABBA connection to Broadway, so it's a natural. And so they are writing it. The two writers are involved. They've got the director of Beetlejuice, the musical. Oh, no, I'm sorry, the producer involved. I mean, he might be the producer. I can't remember, but it's going to be directed by the guy who did Moulin Rouge. So you've got Beetlejuice, the musical, Moulin Rouge. You got a big pool of talent coming in. And he is hoping it's going to continue their love for Eurovision. That's Will Ferrell speaking about that. And Eurovision, the people that run that, again, they're excited. They've already signed on and said, let's do it, hoping to bring Eurovision awareness to the world. So it's a joint venture in art awareness, so to speak, and world cultures. Because if you watch the end credits, you can see people from all over the world were starring in this. So it's a pretty cool little thing. And maybe I went a little bit too far like the elves, so I'm going to hand it over to you guys.
Thank you. Again, thank you, Heather, the birthday girl. Okay, who, yes, it's her birthday. Who, anybody specific want to start? Go, Courtney.
I was just going to say, I can't say anything bad about anything that Will Ferrell's in, including Bewitched, because I just like him. You're welcome, Jason.
Say plenty of bad things about Bewitched.
I can't.
I don't think you're trying hard enough.
Okay. Well, can't say anything bad about this, other than the fact that I tried to watch it twice. The first time, I think I just didn't follow what was happening because I didn't know anything about Eurovision. I did not know it was a real thing. I didn't know anything. Like, I didn't read the synopsis. I went in completely blind. So the first time I tried to watch it, I could not pay attention. I watched it again today, and it's funny in the stupid funny way that every Will Ferrell movie is stupid funny. So, I mean, I laughed out loud. I was singing. What more could you ask for? So, I mean, we've seen worse.
Thank you. I really enjoyed all of it. Me, again, being an ex-dancer and watching that ridiculous choreography, I would have had the best time choreographing that. And being a person who does competition shows with me, like the MasterChef, the Wipeout, the America's Got Talent, knowing what it's like, knowing that big stage, knowing what they're putting you through those rehearsals, knowing nobody knows what's going on. I just really related to all of it. I never kind of knew what I was watching, though, but it absolutely didn't matter. I just enjoyed. Again, the music was great. Will Ferrell, I don't even talk bad about Bewitched, Jason. I don't. Will Ferrell is Will Ferrell. And I thought she was great. And I love Pierce Brosnan. I love seeing him in that fatherly role. And the elves. I'm like, we don't do enough with elves in this country. I think they need to make a bigger comeback. Everybody's about fairies. We're moving on to elves because they look pretty feisty, those elves. I want an elf house just like that. And I love that magic and the elves did help. So that's what it was one of those head-cocked movies at times, figuring out it's not like a regular comedy. It is like a love story to Eurovision and to this competition thing. And I enjoyed every second of it. Jason.
I remember when this came out because it was, as Heather said earlier, it was during the pandemic. It was late June. The depression had really set in by then. The realization that I'm not going to be able to hug anyone for probably another 9 months. And every once in a while, there'd be something new released to get excited about. And this was one of those things to get excited about. I love Will Ferrell movies as a whole, with the exception of Bewitched. And there was just so little to look forward to. I remember I had so many friends watch this movie when it came out, like when we would go and sit in the backyard and drink our socially distanced wine on Friday evenings. The one thing that we talked about for a month was this movie, because it was like the only thing that was good for 30 days or something like that. So I'm always going to be really appreciative of this movie for when it came out and when it was released. And my wife really loves this movie, though she does hate after every time I watch it, I just walk around the house singing Ya Ya Ding Dong, which is not what she wants to hear at all. But yeah, a great movie when it came out at the perfect time for it to come out, and I will be forever thankful.
Thank
It
you.
traumatized me. deeply traumatized me. I watched it 1.5 times the speed, and I wanted it to be over faster. And the reason that it traumatized me is because, like Patti, I too was a former dancer who also did the reality television show circuit. And I was invited to do America's Next Top Model. No, I did that one. I actually hosted that one. That was season 19. But I'm in America's Got Talent. That was the one that was really hard. I was living in San Francisco. I had just come back from Europe, where I had been performing my own show as Freddie Mercury, where I actually sang. And I was, some would say, pretty darned good. And then I got the audition notice and I submitted my tape, just like they did. I submitted my tape and they said, hey, this is really great. We really love it. We love this. The next step is for you to go on and meet with our producers. And I said, great. So I showed up. The producers loved it. And they said, okay, you're going to go onto the show and we're going to fly you to Texas. I was in San Francisco. They flew me to Texas. And I said, okay. And then this was how long ago it was, is that I didn't have a smartphone because nobody did. And they said, well, it was the day before. Well, Queen's management company doesn't want anyone to sing the music of Queen. So what else can you do? And I said, well, I'm a singer-songwriter. I actually have a song that I wrote that I could sing. And they said, okay, that'd be great. And then the day of, they call me up and they say, actually, we want something that is more well-known. What do you know? And I went, blah, 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 and I said a song that I haven't sang at that point in 15 years. And that was the song they chose. And they fly me to Texas and I'm wearing spandex and I'm wearing my gold crown. And before I could, I had that moment, I had that psychic moment. So I had my CD with my music on it. And then I had the music that they had given me. And I said, give them your music. You're not going to be in the show anyway. Give them your music. At least you get to sing your music. And I thought, no, I'll play by the rules because I don't want to be edited out. So I'll give them their music. So I gave them their music. And then before I could even open my mouth to sing, some man in the front row started booing at me, which you're in front of, 5,000-10,000 people. I don't know however many were in the stadium, but it was a full stadium of people. And the man in the front row starts booing me before I could even open my mouth. And then I started playing the music. And because he was distracting me, my voice cracked. And then Howie Mandel buzzed me. Zah! And then it was Pierce. What's his name?
Piers Morgan.
Piers Morgan. And then finally Sharon Osbourne. And you can't sing over. You can't. You just can't. You can't. And afterwards, Howie says, is that really your accent? And I said, is that really your hairline?
Oh.
And Pierce said, well, that was the most dreadful 17 seconds of my entire life. And I said, considering, Pierce, how much you've been paid for those 17 seconds, I consider it a fair trade. And then Sharon was lovely. And Sharon said, sweetie, I love you. I love you so much. You have no idea how much I love you. And I knew Freddie, and he would say to me, oh, you're a tart, darling. And I would say, oh, you're the tart, darling. And you're so lovely, but sweetheart, the voice just isn't there. And I said, no, you're right. I am ill-prepared, and I have no one to blame, even though it was the producers, and I wasn't going to say it. So it traumatized me, and I didn't sing, not even in the shower, for like 5 or 6 years after that. And so reliving that moment when the hamster wheel runs off into the stage, runs into the audience, and reliving the moments when even the town is booing at them because, it was traumatizing. It was so traumatizing. So you're probably going to guess how I'm going to review it, but it was traumatizing.
Funny.
You never know how you're going to review
Never
it.
know how you're
It's
going
true.
to. No, because you always change up on us. That is funny. Howie Mandel. I could have some bad dreams. Howie Mandel. My last moments. He and I are rolling on the floor together at the Dolby Theater. I'm getting buzzed as we're wrapped up in a dog leash together, and I'm telling him it's a cockfight. It's good. It's good. Then they ran me downstairs to read them all after I got gonged off or whatever you call it. So yeah, we could compare Howie.
I think now all of us need a Howie Mandel story.
We all need a
the
Howie
other three of
Mandel.
us
We
have some
do.
work to do.
I do not have
We
one.
better talk to the elves about it.
We need the elves. I didn't bring the elves. I mean, I did witchcraft to get on all those shows, but I guess I didn't use the elves.
Speaking of the music in this movie, last week we did a musical, and I thought the music was unmemorable and boring in that musical, and I don't think that's the case at all in this movie. One of the things that doesn't make sense to me in this movie is how nobody could like them in their native Iceland when they started, because the songs, even in their sort of infant forms, are pretty good. At least they're funny, and you would probably want to listen to them. And the singing voice of Rachel McAdams, which is not Rachel McAdams, it's a professional, is so stunning, right? That you would, I mean, I would go listen to them all the time. I certainly wouldn't just yell for them to play Ya Ya Ding Dong. It almost doesn't make sense because the other songs are,
Have you heard
are
Ya Ya
so
Ding Dong?
good.
Yeah, ding dong.
Is
Yeah.
that a real Icelandic song? Is that a real song? Or did
No,
they-
it's not. It's not. It was all the songs are made for this, other than the ABBA songs. I forgot to mention earlier. You also have Demi Lovato, who's known singing away, adding her voice into that. And Will Ferrell was the only one who actually sang for real. The rest of them were all other singers. But it was. I agree. This had really great music.
Yeah.
Totally. Even some of the other songs, the random songs that come in between, are fun or funny or something. But their songs, I totally go to see them too.
Double Trouble's a good song. I mean, that's just a really good song. Like, I would just play that to play it because it's a good song.
I added 2 songs from this movie to my playlist already. Ya Ya Ding Dong being one of them. So I would absolutely be requesting Ya Ya Ding Dong. And also whatever that weird scary band was that was playing something about running with the wolves. What a banger that was. Are you kidding me? I'm all over that. This is all I'm going to be playing for a few days at least.
And that's where the witchcraft is. See, it's not just because I love this movie. And I could talk about that, but it's also because there is witchcraft in it. There is magic in it. First of all, the running with the wolves guys, they put a pentagram right behind blast, 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 as well as some other occult symbols. So you got that right there going for us. And then, of course, there's the elves, and that's a part of Icelandic tradition. According to something I said, 62% of the people of Iceland actually, they do believe in elves. So it's not an old, lore or anything. This is real in the culture and real in witchcraft and pagan. In fact, I'm going to hold up a book because, me. So I worked on this book. It's Elves, Witches, and Gods. There's a shine. Let me see if I can get it without the shine. That's my ring light shining. It's Elves, Witches, and Gods, Spinning Old Heathen Magic in the Modern Day by Kat Heath. This one is for people that are already heathen. They're already practicing Nordic spirituality of some sort, Nordic paganism or whatnot. This one's advanced, but talks a lot about the magic and the elves and the witches and the witchcraft and all the stuff, which it's in this movie.
Yay.
They change where they're going to put roads as not to disturb the rocks where they believe the elves live in Iceland. I mean, you would never see that in the United States. We build roads right through the forest where Sasquatches live and don't even blink. But they go out of their way to not disturb the elves. The belief in the Fae there is super real and super strong.
Ireland too. If there's a fairy mound or a fairy fort, they will completely go around it in Ireland. I did that whole tour. It was amazing.
Yeah, it's fascinating. It's fascinating. So I just going to share that I love this movie because for a number of reasons, it ticks a lot of the boxes for my movies that I love that may not be award-winning movies, but are fun to watch. Those ones we turn to, and it is whether it was the pandemic or not, or something. I didn't watch this movie until I don't remember. I was going through. I was like, I need a Will Ferrell movie. I don't want to watch The Usual Suspects. So I turned this one on, and for some reason I was alone in the house because it's a musical, and I knew that my partner, he's not going to want to watch a musical unless I force him to. So he wasn't around for some reason, so I put this as I'm going to watch it finally. So I watched it, and my heart was so happy. It has music in it. It's a musical, and it's about people singing on stage and recognizing their dream and in music and singing, and it's got Will Ferrell in it. It's got magic and elves, and it's funny. Is it funny from beginning to end the way Anchorman is, or Step Brothers, or Talladega Nights? No, it's a totally different Will Ferrell movie. It's got heart, which also seems to be part of him as well, since he wrote this. And for me, I just love the upbeatness of it. I love the little witchy stuff. I just had everything. And I was like, okay, this is my feel good Will Ferrell movie. And I could watch it over. This is what I like to watch over and over again. And I've since gotten Ben to watch it. Just saying. He has watched it. And we do have a few quotes in there that we say regularly, interspersed with the 4,000 quotes from Anchorman and the other Will Ferrell movies. So it has worked into the language of our household.
Which I would like to point out, Anchorman definitively proven as a witch movie. So
Thank
you're
you,
welcome.
Courtney.
Yeah.
I'll forever be in your debt.
Yeah. So we have 3 Will Ferrell witch movies now. Barbie is close too. We haven't really fully analyzed, but I'm thinking it's close.
Very close.
I am not a fan of Will Ferrell. I am not a fan. I never find him funny. I never find him funny. And you know, maybe it's the trauma because of him, I voted for George W. Bush.
Was he with you at the voting place?
No, but he made George Bush seem so like a nice guy that you wanted to go and meet. And also, I grew up in the Midwest, and it was very conservative, so I might have anyway. But now, in retrospect, his Saturday Night Live, George W. Bush, I don't know. I have associations.
Strategery. His W was really, really good. And there were people after the election who kind of blamed Will Ferrell for George W. Bush winning because he did make him into sort of a lovable doofus and didn't really point out how dangerous it is to have a lovable doofus as president. Maybe it's not really the best thing to do. We won't even get to where we're at now. Lovable doofus doesn't describe things.
Not even close.
I never thought I would long for the days of George W. Bush, but here we are.
Yeah, here we are. Before we go on, I want to thank our other Coven member, Tabitha, who is beautifully guiding our chat room right now. Tabitha Meadows, psychic medium. She is one of our Coven members, and she is there making all those fabulous comments. So thank you, Tabitha, for kind of running our chat room there. Is anything not been said yet, or are we moving on? Oh, look at you.
I do want to say that I don't think this movie is particularly funny. And as Heather said, it's not as funny as Anchorman. It's not as funny as Talladega Nights or Step Brothers. Those are just genius, funny all the way through. But there's a sweetness to this movie that I think makes it so rewatchable. And there are sometimes when I'm watching some of the more slapstick moments, and I almost wish they would go away because I just want to get back to the sweetness and sort of the love story of it all and how much I like the 2 main characters. And I don't need Will Ferrell doing goofy things all of the time because the other part of the performance I think is so good.
I agree. It's amazing how different this character is from Regina George. Is they're the complete opposites, and she does this so well. That innocent, just pure love, pure heart, everything. Just that's the other thing. One of the you guys have heard me say it before is that there's a story. The story is what drives this movie. The characters, the story. It's a small story. I love movies that have simple stories. It's a very simple story, as glitzy as it gets, with Demi Lovato performance and her arm showing up on the thing. The comedy for me was subtle enough, most of it, but I hear what you're saying. There are moments where it starts to sink down into closer to where Step Brothers is, or Old School, or whatever. But luckily they're small enough and they're short enough that most of the comedy is very quick and subtle and kind of works itself through, and just they tell a really great story. And given that it's Pride Month, this movie is very positive and very Pride centered, which is really nice to see to start off this month as well.
Excepting there are no gay people in Russia.
That scene where they're doing kind of the sing together moment with all of the previous Eurovision winners and all of that is absolutely terrific. It reminds me a lot of the Pitch Perfect movies.
Yes.
When they would get into the singing contests. Ari calls the Pitch Perfect movies in our house the trilogy. And because of her, I've watched them now and like them, which bothers me greatly. Yes. But they are so much fun that you can't resist. They're so much fun. And that's sort of what this movie is too. It just is so much fun. It's very irresistible.
Yep.
There are certain songs that will come on that I will hear like the actual version of the song, and then I'll be like, no, this isn't the right version. And I put on the Pitch Perfect version because I love the Pitch Perfect mashup so much.
It's true.
I will find a way to make this movie. So
yeah, just give it some time. Read the story so you know it, and maybe watch a Eurovision rewatch. They're so crazy. I'm not a regular. I don't go to watch it every year. I've watched it when it's come up, or I've streamed it. Go and watch some of them. Some of them are real wild and really, really funny and fun and stuff. It's not all it's very different from competitions here.
They're much nicer with the European competitions as a whole. Like the Great British Bake Off is nice and relaxing, and the contestants help each other. And in the U.S., all of these shows are cutthroat, and you're trying to take down the other person and stuff. And it's not just about the pure joy of baking or the pure joy of singing a song. It's about belittling others. And that just seems to be our culture right now. And I want to get away from it. I want more sweetness and happiness.
America. Here you go.
Yeah.
All right. Do we have any quotes, Miss Courtney?
While this movie was very quotable, I only wrote down 4 because I tried to stick to the ones that I liked the best and not be here all day with them. But these 4, I feel like I will repeatedly say constantly all of the time, and we've said them multiple times. Or some of them. The first one being "shut your mouth or the elves will shut it for you," which I will now be using literally constantly. Then when they were doing the performance or practicing for the performance, and then the lady that's in What We Do in the Shadows was there, which is amazing, and said, "Do you have sickness in your legs? Are your feet very sad?" That was hilarious. And then she said, I think it was Rachel McAdams said, "I think I know rotten shark meat when I smell it." And I thought that was very poignant and somehow Icelandic. So I enjoyed that. And then, of course, the elves went too far. So
I have to admit, I liked the quote, "Americans like Starbucks. Go smell for the pumpkin latte." That's my quote.
And both for me, the drinks. I like that. The both for me. I don't remember the exact quote of it. Yeah. Thank you, Courtney. Jason, do we have a Mankey movie minute?
We have a reflection today. we do have a deep reflection. Eurovision Song Contest, the Story of Fire Saga is a movie about dreams. elves, Iceland, and the Eurovision Song Contest, but it's mostly about dreams. The message of those dreams sometimes get lost in the magic of songs like Ya Ya Ding Dong and Volcano Man, both anthems for a new generation, right up there with classics like Stairway to Heaven and Let It Be. But I don't want to focus on the magic of the film's score during this segment. Instead, I want to go back to dreams. Because more than anything else, this is the story of one man, Lars Eriksson, and his dreams. Who hasn't found themselves inspired over the years to dream big after watching a video for ABBA's song, Waterloo? My, at Waterloo, Napoleon did surrender. Oh yeah, and I have met my destiny in quite a similar way. The history book on the shelf is always repeating itself. Waterloo. I was defeated, you won the war. Waterloo. Promise to love you forevermore. When I first heard those words, I too began to dream. And dream big. How could I not? I was defeated, you won the war. It's poetry, and it inspired me. But my dreams were different than those of Lars Eriksson. My dream, beginning at a young age, was to become a world-famous witchcraft writer. One afternoon, while Waterloo played in the background, I flipped open a copy of Lifestyles of the Rich and Famous magazine and gazed in wonder at a photo spread featuring the homes of famous witches. I saw Raymond Buckland sprawled out on a palatial waterbed in his castle home. There was Scott Cunningham lounging by his private pool. He called the pool his cauldron, and he said he had magic to thank for it. And then there was the estate of D.J. Conway, a 20-room manor house just outside of Chicago that she called the Dragon's Den, named after her famous best-selling book, Dancing with Dragons. Inspired by both ABBA and that magazine article, I was determined to become a witchcraft writer and have my own magical waterbed. For years, I toiled, mostly in obscurity, racking up rejection letters. Audiences would yell at me, just write Sasquatch porn, but that wasn't my dream. I needed to write about white light, angels, Mabon, crystal balls, and communicating with dolphin spirits, things that when I was younger I thought were essential to witchcraft. Despite the cries of critics urging me to write tales of beautiful women being seduced by chupacabras, I clung to my dreams. Days would turn into weeks and then months, as all I did was write about witchcraft, the music of ABBA, my only companion. And then one day, after leaving an offering to a troll on my Facebook page, I received it. A book contract. And it was a contract to write witchcraft books. My dream was beginning to be realized. I was one step closer to becoming a famous witchcraft author. After my first 2 books didn't sell very many copies, I began substituting the witchcraft rituals in my books with graphic scenes of Bigfoot sex. Not surprisingly, my 3rd book was a huge hit. And now, say it with me, 10 books later, I've discovered a winning formula. In a recent survey of the world's most famous witchcraft writers, I came in at number 183. One participant even said, if I've got nothing better to do, I will sometimes read Jason's books. Success achieved, and now I have the waterbed, the pool, and a home named after dragons. Like Lars Eriksson, I have realized my dreams. May the lessons of Eurovision, that you can be absolutely ridiculous and back into a life-changing opportunity because a boat with all of your rivals on it will blow up, carry you forward. I sincerely hope that, like Lars and myself, that you all find your Waterloo.
I can't breathe. Sasquatch porn.
That
Jason, please write Sasquatch porn.
I'll look into it for you, Courtney. I
Thanks.
promise.
I'll pre-order it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That was a very special one, Jason. My heart is touched.
It's special like a wet fart today. That was what that was.
Oh, special. All right. Our next thing, what we do is we vote. Get your wand, grab your wand or your knife. We didn't even talk about the death or the murder or the elf. Yee. Wands up or wands down, everybody?
I got tentacles today. Oh, should I do a lizard up?
I had a cattail up, but
I'm
she's
giving
jumped
it
down.
One lizard up.
Up, 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 up. Sound like an ABBA song. And a halfway there. Is that more halfway down or more halfway up, Richard-Lael?
Closer to down, I think.
But not an absolute down.
Not an absolute down, but again, trauma. I was reliving all of that trauma for like 2 hours. I was reliving that trauma.
These are our educational moments of growth in the craft, Richard. Those hard times are the good times.
They
I
were
think
so good to me.
It's actually illegal to give Yaya Ding Dong ones anything but up. So
Yeah, ding dong.
Yeah, ding dong, yeah, ding dong.
Yeah, ding dongs up.
So let me see what you guys in the chat room. We've got up 3/4 up for Robert. Okay. Jaja, wind up, wand up, wand up. My wand is hanging on the wall right now. Sabrina, is it up or down? Stinks up. So wands up to a wonderful film. Wands up is definitely leading on this one. This, I haven't. Oh, we had a first complete down. Just can't do Will Ferrell. Sometimes he's an acquired taste, but
Comedy is like that.
Yeah, comedy is like that. So what are we doing next week? I know we discussed this just before.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, thought we were doing
No Will
Superman.
Ferrell. No Will Ferrell in Pan's Labyrinth.
Mm-mm.
So you guys, everybody watch Pan's Labyrinth. Bring your thoughts, bring your wands, bring your goats. Now, somebody I saw on there asked about these goats. You guys can have your very own black filament. Plain black Phillip, black Phillip with bling Phillip. They're all slightly different. They all have slightly different body orifices that are open for some reason.
I'm sorry, you cannot judge my Black Phillip, especially during Pride Month. He likes butthole magic. It's not his fault. It's who he is. He was born that way.
What she said. Yes, but you can get it at mysterycontrol.com. As Richard-Lael pointed out early, mysterycontrol.com. You can get t-shirts with our quotes on them. You could get Richard-Lael's pillow. You can't get my panties because the government has taken away my panties, but there's some great quotes. You can get Bro Witch, you can get tennis shoes, you could get capes and cloaks and mugs, and right there, look at that.
Oh, it's nice.
And you can get art. Richard-Lael, real art. That's real paintings by Richard-Lael, indeed. So you have all your holiday needs, all your present needs, birthdays, anniversaries, Yule, Christmas, Hanukkah. We can take care of all of it at Mystery Control. Yes, yay, Pan's Labyrinth. Okay, we do have a few minutes left. Anybody? Go, Jason.
So today we're celebrating Heather Greene's birthday.
What?
I thought it might be fun for all of us to share what we like most about Heather Greene.
Okay, you could start.
You can start.
Heather and I have known each other long before this show. For a while, we were the only people who understood what the other one was going for back in the days of blogging when people would read things instead of watch videos online. And we both ran very trafficked websites and took a lot of criticism for being successful. And the slings and arrows. But I've always loved Heather's patience when dealing with others, her kindness and her thoroughness. And she's just a super giving person. If you ever meet Heather, she'll do just about anything for you. And I just love her to death. My whole family loves her to death. And happy birthday.
Yay, happy birthday, Heather.
Love you guys back.
My turn.
Okay,
No, it's what we love about Heather. First of all, I love Heather's brain. I could listen to Heather talk about anything and everything all day, every day. But my absolute favorite thing about Heather is that without a doubt, every single time I really, really need it, somehow she shows up. So it'll be a text message, just randomly checking in on me, but it's always when I need to see it the most. And it's like she knows. And so her heart is the biggest in the world, and she's the most thoughtful, and she is a wonderful, wonderful friend and coven mate. And I love you and happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yay.
You guys are gonna make me cry.
I'm going to go next.
Okay.
Oh,
And
no.
maybe I'll make you maybe not cry. What I love about Heather Greene is that her skin is of milk, and that she it's
I wish.
Never mind. Your hair is like gold and your skin like milk. No, really, but what I do love about Heather Greene is that she is kind in a world where there is so much cruelty. The one thing that I love is that Heather is kind. She is clever. She is smart. She is brilliant. She goes out of her way to be all of these things that she just knows. I'm amazed at how much that you, Heather, know. But what I love the most is that you are kind. And I love the doll that you gave me. Every time I walk by her, I always say how very much that I love you, because I'm so grateful that you exist in my world, in my coven, and as my friend.
Thank you. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
And I agree, all those things, your intelligence, your dedication, your kindness, your givingness, your heart. But best of all is that you're a fellow doll goddess, that you love dolls for the sake of dolls. You have more dolls than I do. And you have regular dolls, you have haunted dolls. And what I can't do, you can doctor dolls. You can bring dolls to life and mend them and give them hair and faces and legs and feet and fingers. So that makes you a true goddess of the highest form, Miss Heather. And I know no one else like you. So you take the top slot in my world. Happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you. Oh my goodness. I hope I could do this for you guys on your birthday, because this is gonna stay with me forever. I'll just remember.
Heather, you do that.
Thank you.
You're around for us.
Yeah.
Well,
You do.
guys, I'm doing very good not crying. I'm holding it back. The Pisces moon in me is just waterfalls inside. Thank you so much, guys. I appreciate it. Thank you for the stuff in the notes inside the chat as well. I love you guys. I love the 5 of you here, and I love our community that comes out as well. So thank you so much. Oh my goodness.
We can fix the crying by just saying what we don't like about you now.
No, that might lead to more crying. We don't know these things.
Not right. Different crying. Your makeup's perfect. We don't want to go there.
Yeah.
And again, we want to thank all you chat room people for getting involved as you are and you do. How come I can't get those hearts like you guys do?
It's a Mac thing.
I have a Mac, but mine
Mac?
doesn't do anything. My Mac doesn't like me.
Mine doesn't either.
Which one? How do I make this one happen? Where's my laser show? I don't know.
All right. It's haunted. They're just haunted. A bunch of witch Zooms. All right. Does anybody have anything? Oh,
There it is.
We're
Yeah, how did you do that?
We're
I
celebrating
forgot.
Heather's birthday, so everything's got to be big.
everything's big.
That's very Eurovision of you.
It is very Eurovision.
That is beautiful. Okay, well, I will start if nobody's else going to jump in. This weekend, if anybody is near the Pacific Coast, I'm going to be at Pacific Coast Paracon with dear friend Stefan Bugatti and it's an old 1930s, one of those old glamour theaters turned into a music video, paranormal investigations, seances, beautiful vendors. Then I'm heading right off to Tampa. I'm going to be in Tampa for like one day doing all these events, seances and workshops. And then I'm headed to Texas the next week. Again, doing my Dallas thing that I always do. So you guys, if I'm going to be in pretty much every part of the country, so come join me, do a workshop, just say hi, do a book signing. I will have my beautiful new doll craft book there, so you too can be a doll goddess like Heather and myself. And I don't have any. I can't bring him with me. I can't because he doesn't fit in my suitcase. I rarely even bring my dolls except my small ones. But anyway, so you guys like me, follow me, come join me all over the country. Anybody else got anything going on?
Next weekend, I'll be in Santa Cruz, California at the bookstore Moonkiss signing books with my friends Devin Hunter, Storm Fairy Wolf, and Jessamine Angelica. And then the week after that, around the summer solstice, I will be at Pagan Unity Festival in Tennessee doing rituals and workshops for 3 or 4 days. It's one of my favorite outdoor festivals in North America, Puff Pagan Unity Festival. If you live in the Southeast, it is definitely worth checking out.
Thank you. Beautiful. Anybody else?
I'm the gentleman psychic. Oh, I'm sorry, Heather. Go on.
No. I wanted to just mention. And first of all, Jessamine Angelica's book is excellent. I worked on it. She's my author. It is everything you wanted to know about the moon and more. But I have Mystic South coming up. So that's just about a month and a half away. It starts on July 17th and goes all weekend till the 19th. We're actually doing opening for the first time on Thursday night. So if you can get in there by Thursday and come to the opening ceremony and ritual and opening get together, we will be starting Thursday night. It's in Atlanta. So again, go to Puff and then come down into Atlanta for Mystic South indoors, of course, with 700 of your closest witchy and pagan friends. There might even be elves. So yeah, I'm on the board there. So
hopefully.
What was that?
Murderous elves, hopefully.
Well, hopefully
Heather
those stay
promises
out
to
of the
sing-
hotel.
Heather promises to sing Ya Ya Ding Dong if you walk up to her and ask for it. All
That
weekend
is true.
long.
I commit
All
to
weekend
that.
long.
Yes.
When
I
we
commit to
finally
that.
all get to be in the same room together at the same time, if we do not do that via karaoke, we're all getting hexed, myself included.
So Courtney, just so you know, I used to do KJ, and I have a whole system set up in my computer for that very purpose. I will add Ya Ya Ding Dong to the
Let's go.
and we will make it happen.
Beautiful.
Thank you.
And I don't have a lot coming up, but I have some things in the works that I can't talk about yet, but I'm here in New Orleans. I am the Gentleman Psychic. thegentlemanpsychic.com and all of the medias of social, excepting for the Twitter machine, which I'm not there. Also not on TikTok for reasons. But the other medias of social, that's where I am. You can find me right down there. I'm really easy to find.
Yeah. All right. So next week, Pan's Labyrinth. And the only thing we haven't done is the dirge. We have not sang Happy Birthday.
Yeah, and we will not be doing that because
No.
it doesn't work.
No fun. Lizard wants it. Lizard wants it.
No, he does not. Look at him. He's like, I heard threats of singing, and now he's freaking out because he just woke up. His ear holes are too small. He cannot deal with that. So it's
Save
bad
me.
enough. Yeah, he's
Run
like,
away, Charlie, run away.
hide underneath your hair again.
How big is he going to get?
He's probably full grown.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
So he has he's very skinny. Like that's just not, he's not too skinny. He's just built skinny. But he does have a brother coming tomorrow who is a little bit fatter, and I will hopefully be able to introduce him to you guys next week. Pan's Labyrinth.
Oh, so you're going from nothing to all.
Yeah, so that'll be number 4. It's
All
fine. Everything's
lizards
fine.
all the time.
Right. So, I mean, I'm just the lizard witch now. I needed an identity and I found one.
She
I
is
think
the
it's
lizard
Start
queen.
singing the doors.
She can do anything.
She can do anything. All right. On that note, bring your lizard, bring your goat. And again, I'm still in my warm and cozy Icelandic sweater. Watch Pan's Labyrinth. And there's one more thing for us all to do. And that means you guys in the chat room as well, which is cackle. 1, 2, 3. Yeah!